Always makes me happy when I see like the notes being rummaged through. I don't know. A little bit of a nerdgasm, yeah. Just someone pulls it out and starts flicking it.
What has he played recently?
Yeah, go.
All right, what do we got?
Storm ban.
They banned Storm.
Was that a likelihood?
Because they don't, I mean,
limited
maybe,
lockdown.
Okay.
because they don't have really good, yeah, like Parker said, no good lockdown against Storm.
You're saying like what? Invoker, Lina?
Perhaps even like a Puck could be saying that doesn't take too much farm.
Puck could be okay.
Yeah, actually, I do like the Puck for the because they already have Bristle Lifesteal, but
Oh. Well, now you don't know who's going
we don't know
offlane or mid, you know?
that's probably KheZu
But
or Shaker though,
probably
right?
Oh yeah, KheZu,
And then Bristle mid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bristle.
That seems
Maybe
like
they
it's
were
more
watching
likely.
the VP game.
Yeah. You'll send the Shaker mid if you know he has a great matchup, but they won't know the matchup until Navi's last pick, and most likely you're looking at Dandy on
Yeah.
something that is going to be a ranged
It's a
hero.
very good selection because things can still be swapped around. Even though they already picked 5 heroes, they are still very flexible around with that.
They also have like 3 melee already on the side of Navi.
Oh my god.
And
Do
it's
they
like,
Timber Solver? Do you want to?
now they, I mean, maybe that's
Not
kind of
bad.
what they were
Yeah,
maybe
not bad.
expecting. They wanted that extra
But-
lockdown
But
with Earthshaker.
Timbersaw is not very good against Earthshakers here
Yeah.
and Clockwork. They have like good tools at killing him. Like they have enough magic damage in between them. They have physical. They have disable. They can pick Timber, but I don't think it'll be like a free Timber game.
I think Navi are going to give it just a little second of thought. Probably not what. I mean, if we weren't expecting it, chances are neither were they. Even if they were rifling through the papers.
They go
It's
for
gonna be like
Dragon Knight
DK.
themselves.
So,
So having some tower
Push,
hitter, some
Tower
kind of
push. Not-
yeah, I guess the Slack is really bad for objectives.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And DK gives them maybe an alternative by a Silver Edge deal with the Bristle, although Slack realistically is
Slack
going
as
to be
well.
buying that. So
I'm liking secrets.
I mean, they have to win their lanes first. You know, the lane situation does not look good for Navi right now.
Oh, okay. So,
Agreed.
I mean, there was doubt already pre-draft. We're just going to go ahead
I mean,
and...
they can win, but it's harder for them to win
Okay.
compared to what Secret needs to do in the game.
Yeah, so expectations for Secret to take this first game in the series. Just clarifying?
I'm going with secret.
Yeah, I mean, you were just saying suspiciously quiet at the end there.
No.
One for Secret?
Yeah.
Secret as well.
Go for
Secret. Okay. So Navi do seem to have the analyst desk not convinced. Maybe they can do it in game. But we get another Bristleback mid. Perhaps they thought, or mid one thought that, you know, if no one can do it, so can I. Sounds like an oxymoron, but let me introduce some morons of our own. The casters are ready.
Well, if we can't cast it, maybe Ben can. Navi, this draft looks very odd. As odd as that introduction from me.
I think when
That's
Navi
very odd.
Oxymoron, moron. That was
Just
that was
moron.
kind of smooth.
I missed the oxy. But yeah, this was like with the DK pickup. Like you're itching for Timbersaw as well. Winter had a lot of hesitation about the Timber pickup.
DK's pretty good. I like their first 3 though. I think the Warlock Sinking Night Stalker is something that suits their style more. And when they were doing decently, I don't want to say good because it's been a very long time since they were actually good. But when they were doing decently and kind of edging towards that T2 phase, they were picking heroes like these and more team fight oriented, and that's, you know, go back to where you found some success if you are lost.
But it starts to beg the question too, like with the draft they've got up, like you've got this DK, this Slark. What's the point of it? It's a big criticism, which the panel was also bringing up of Navi, where there seems to be like 2 or 3 different cooks in this kitchen. Like, so you play the vision game, but how are you meant to synergize to work as a team?
Vision, man.
That's it?
You have Night Stalker and Slark to give you vision around the map so that sinking and jumping, you can just annihilate people who are just slightly out of position. You also make it very difficult for the Clockwork to maneuver around. He feels scared. Lifestealer also feels threatened. He can die to a silence from the Night Stalker if you start it off, which is very likely in this scenario where nighttime from the darkness from Night Stalker as well as 2 Ultra Vision heroes are going to cause Secret a lot of problems. They have Rocket Flare, I suppose, for vision, but aside from that, they don't have too much to counter the vision from Navi. But I think they have better lanes and overall slightly better heroes that can push, that are tankier. And recently, we've been seeing a lot of strength heroes. I think both this game and last game, we've had 7 of the 10 heroes being strength.
Yep. Especially in our last series, that was all strength. But this lineup, She's mid one. Should actually note too that Team Secret did what we were talking about the other day. They swapped, so mid one is now actually on the Earthshaker. Now they probably did this as well, realizing that it's melee versus melee. Now last time we got to cast this matchup, it was Samael on the mid roll as the Earthshaker up against an Ember Spirit, and he didn't just crush, he slaughtered the mid lane. Up against the Dragon Knight, how do you think DK is going to fare?
You said against the Dragon Knight, how's the DK gonna fare?
I mean, sorry, how's the ES gonna fare?
I was thinking about a question, I was like, who am I talking about?
No, just brain lag.
I think ES is fine because he has a lot of plus damage which counteracts the damage reduction from Breathe Fire. And he also has a Quelling Blade start. Dendi went for the Poor Man's Shield, so he's gonna have a lot of trouble when it comes to last hitting. Mid one going for the CS game, Dendi going for the Harass game, but I think that Dendi is currently winning out right now. 4-0 on him versus a 2-1 from Midone.
Yeah. But this will start to change up, and you might also be another reason too why Puppey is doing what he's doing. He's just trying to stack and flash farm as the Crystal Maiden, get some early levels up into the aura, and that was the other thing we were talking about where Samael didn't even have to go bottle on his Earthshaker just because he had that arcane aura giving him the advantage. But I'm wondering if the cost is too high for this. Like he's farming, but MP's having horrendous time on bottom.
Top lane's terrible for Slark though, and Warlock. Warlock having to deal with Clockwork, miserable. Slark having to deal with Bristleback, also miserable. So this, this top lane is no bueno at all for Pycat. Hey, at least he has a stick already. That's good.
And then you're just happy to sack MP on the bottom lane against the SK?
Yeah, I think that's okay. Passable.
And Snakeo's really trying to get up in the face of mid one underneath the tower. Mid one's going to burn his salve, and he is actually he's going to go for the bottle.
He needs the HP regen. The mana regen not really that necessary because of Arcane Aura. So it
was a different matchup before, right? Like this is the DK who's hitting you with Breathe Fire consistently as opposed to the Ember Spirit.
Well, but he's out of mana on Dendi. He actually goes for the Magic Stick early, which is a very good solution to level 1 Enchant Totem. It costs 15 mana, or costs 20 mana, gives you 15 mana back. That's a net win for DK. But I think, yeah, as you mentioned, the biggest problem is the bottom lane. Oh, Pycat. Oof, that was close.
KheZu survives there.
But he's not high enough level really yet to tank this lane. Still, the stats is nice. I actually think Slark's not that bad versus Bristle because he's a natural silver edge carrier, and I think stealing a lot of Bristle stacks, because Bristle does not die quickly. Yep. He takes a lot of time, and I think that Slark thrives in this sort of situation where you can hit a hero over and over and over again. Abba, Omni, and the Bristleback, all KheZu heroes.
Issue is being able to properly achieve that when you get a Clockwork on the field as well. Clockwork can create a lot of space, and we're seeing YapzOr trying to be a bit of a pain in the butt to Biver, cut through the rear, and then try and cog so he hits both. Maybe not locking himself in with Pycat, that wasn't part of the plan, but Pycat burns his last bit of mana with the Battery Assault. Pycat's actually out too far. With no pounce available, he'll rely on the Shadow Word regeneration to stay alive. Where KheZu, the Quills, they started stacking up. Pycat went up to 3 on that. But it still wasn't enough to bring him down, but it does drag Seneko to the north.
It's almost nighttime. Seneko is level 2 and can start making things happen for them. However, this CMR is causing them a lot of issues. It's already level 3, so you see a lot of the lane pressure coming out. Mid one pretty much with near unlimited mana if he wants to spam enchant, and Bristleback also causing an issue, just constantly spraying Pycat with quill sprays, quill stacks.
They got to compete for this 4-minute rune on the top. Seneko's here just to stop mid one from grabbing it. And, well, with the help of Dendi, 4-minute rune doesn't actually come up on the north. It's an illusion down on the bottom, so they have to start retreating out mid one. Cops the Breathe Fire from Dendi. And he has no other choice but to send the bottle back to base.
Yep, just an illusion taken by General. No big deal for them. And, yeah, mid one is very low. He does have an infused Raindrop, but still, 1 Void plus 1 Breathe Fire could be enough to take him down. So you can't really farm at all, and looks like Dendi's still getting slightly the better of him in the mid lane.
Yeah.
We don't know if mid one has practiced this hero at all, too.
No.
I think the thing about Sunil, he's played it a decent amount, but for mid one,
Puppey just picks it and says, "This is meant to win the lane. Win the lane." That's simple. Slark with a little bit of a leash up on top. KheZu doesn't really have a lot of mana to work with. He's only got 3 stick charges. Epicenter. That's not really enough to fight with. YapzOr's trying to prepare himself for the mid lane. If Dendi dives this feeling the mid one is low, YapzOr can get in behind and just get that cog burn. The Fissure helps them set up for it. So the battery assault and Dendi trapped in with mid one while being hit by the tier 1 tower. Dendi should fall here. YapzOr will claim the first blood. Snaker, it's a little bit too late. They do have another totem stop if they can keep the stuns going, but Snaker takes the trees. There goes your Fissure. Cogs off cooldown in 1 second time, but they're underneath the tower, trapped inside the cogs, and YapzOr will tank it and Snaker will fall.
You question the synergy in between the clock, but it's working out quite well for them. DK struggles a lot versus Clockwork because he's not a natural force staff carrier, and Clockwork also does a lot of magic damage that DK struggles to mitigate.
What do you think about this type of build over on KheZu? Where the fact you've got a Crystal Maiden giving aura, but he also goes for a Soul Ring onto the Bristleback.
I think it's overkill, but you can also just get a Raindrop. But he clearly thinks Raindrop isn't enough, so going for the Magic Stick. The Magic Stick, or sorry, the Soul Ring does say that I think he's going to try and farm a lot, though, as opposed to fight early on. But I think if you farm Ancient Stacks and other Kimps a lot, you will have mana issues. So that's where I can see the Soul Ring being useful.
Bottom lane, a lot of movements coming down towards MP. He's just about to hit, in fact, he just does hit level 6, so if he does level up the Infest, guaranteed kill on this will be difficult. They need to chain their stuns as well, so silence perfectly. Not the best chain. And can he infest? Yes, he can. They had to get it absolutely perfect.
He should have epicentered.
Yeah.
That was... I don't know if he had... Oh, okay, yeah, he had a Soul Ring. He definitely had enough mana.
Yeah. Snaker didn't actually have the silence. He went for the 2 points up in the void. Not an uncommon thing, but...
Yeah, the epicenter definitely should have come out. Life Stealer is not an easy hero to kill.
And now MP gets his life back from both Infest as well as the South. And Dendi, unsuccessful rotation. Mid one enjoyed that time. He had a double damage room with the catapult. Beating into that mid tower. In fact, he's not really done yet.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Normally with the DK, he's the one that's meant to be chipping away at the tier 1 tower. But they've lost over half the life on that mid tier 1. And the catapult's still going. They haven't brought it down yet.
Yeah, that's devastating. Having your tower at like 400 HP.
Yeah, I'll take that holla dollar.
What'd I miss?
If I had $1 for every time It's a Disaster was played, I don't think I can... I don't know if I can play that globally myself. I think that would actually be a little bit rude. Dendi, Fissure, Echo, Frostbite, perfect control. And a very simple execution there for Team Secret. We've seen Epicenter be like such an amazing ability. Echo Slam.
Yeah, I was like,
such
what?
an amazing ability during Epicenter.
So smooth.
The different Epis. Pycat's again going to try to have a crack at KheZu, but Pycat, because he keeps attacking into the back, the Quill Spray stacks go through the roof, and he's not even level 6 yet. He still relies on the Shadow Word. As his creep wave's going to die under the tower, he's going to get to level 6, but YapzOr's here too. Level 5, Puppey, mid ones come in. He's got enough money for his Blink Dagger, but he hasn't purchased it yet. So the Clockwork Rocket, it reveals him. It sees absolutely everything. Mid one, the Fissure, it connects onto the Warlock. YapzOr just keeps going. He can Battery Assault and hold the Warlock in the tree line, while KheZu continues to beat into the tier 1 tower. The Nova gives them the vision onto Pycat. They know there's no real reason to go on him, not while Shadow Dance is available.
Their game plan attack with the Slark is working exceedingly well, and pressuring him at the get-go with the Bristleback and the Clockwork Ender, making this lane suffering immense amounts of pain. Slark and Warlock have barely anything on this top lane. They're going to sack their tower. Warlock can't pull. He is getting okay experience, but it's at the cost of Pycat. So much for your early dreams of Silver Edge.
Yeah. As Winter was saying, this hero it just takes a little bit too long to farm up. Even if you do get that Silver Edge, it still takes you time. But with the clock being slowed so much, it's becoming almost impossible. And Pycat's having to jungle now. So mid one and KheZu. Like the top tower is gone. KheZu will be able to take that one. Mid one has his Blink Dagger. And you know, in 36 seconds, mid one's going to kill somebody else. Because Echo Slam will come off cooldown. And then it's murder.
They need to get 6th on a Night Stalker. They need Darkness to buy them some more time, or buy them some space away from this Earthshaker who is dominating the map right now and has a ton of tower damage. That's not a hero that you expect to see a lot of tower damage on.
That's a fantastic Observer Ward. Just northwest of the Shrine. Sees General perfectly. They know there's some kind of gank being prepared.
And they see us blink. That's why you gotta smoke.
Yep.
Well, not, yeah.
So big reveal, and this gives MP more freedom on the bottom lane. As he can come closer towards Seneko, and in fact it looks like that's exactly what Mid one's thinking too. I said when the Echo Slam came off cooldown, he'd look for a kill. He now has a Haste Rune. Fissure to start with, blink up, follow up Totem, and Open Wounds will slow down Seneko more than enough to get the kill. And then you do not have to commit your big ultimate, and what a nice guy. Mid one ensures that MP gets the last hit by just running away at the end. All about getting the armlet up and running.
He was silenced. He didn't need to tank up extra hits at the tower. It's inefficient for him. Well, Pycat and the rest of Na'Vi itching to get a kill on the board. 4,000 gold lead for Secret as 2 towers have already fallen. Now, how are they going to stop this Bristleback, who has had very little contest in the top lane? More importantly, how are they going to stop this Shaker?
Not certain. How do you stop both at the same time?
Well, maybe Epicenter into Rock is the way to do it.
The double scans come out. Both sides don't hit anything. They're probably still wondering what Puppey's doing, but Puppey's really happy with this. This slow-paced game, just able to continuously farm himself up.
Well, they have an Infest Bomb inside of YapzOr, 2 smokes ready on Puppey.
Delivery system is here.
Who cares about nighttime? Let's go.
Who cares about mid one? They didn't catch him in the smoke. He's the only one not caught inside of this. But who do you go on? Seneko revealed himself on the bottom lane for a little bit. Pycat, Biva, and Dendi are all moving down to the bottom lane, so it looks like KheZu is going to become the bait. Seneko running over. He doesn't have an Observer Ward, but he's going to walk up the hill, puts down a sentry, and they don't see anybody else in close. Oh, quick hook shot. The fissure is nice, but the Infest pop bomb is not enough. Seneko, no! He didn't get up the hill in time. He will still be able to reach the shrine, which is triggered off by Dendi.
They're very scared of Sand King, but Sand King's actually up on the top lane. They ping him out, realizing they could have gone right there, but they were scared of the Fatal Bonds Warlock ultimate into Epicenter combo, which could have devastated them at this point, where they still have a solid enough lead that they did not need to go for such a risky play.
But they're going to fight bottom lane. Nice rune for Dendi to have before he's going to trigger Dragon Form. Actually, he triggered the Arcane rune after Dragon Form. General cannot let the Epicenter go. Burrow Strike 4, Bristleback taking most of the damage, and then in comes your Echo Slam with the fissure. No, it was already thrown out. It was the initial stun. KheZu so low on life. Puppey creates a little bit of space, but they've lost the Life Stealer. They've lost the Bristleback. SK was the cost, but Puppey falling as well. 3 heroes down for Team Secret. Not the fight they wanted to have.
Lifestealer Pup raged so late that fight. Like, he was stunned for a bit, but then he turned on the Sand King, still not using his rage, and took way too much damage despite having his armlet on.
Is Na'Vi forcing this issue too far now? They don't have the Golem. YapzOr, mid one, can blink, gets the fissure line. TP support's coming in. It's Warlock who got caught by the backline stun. So while Clockwork will fall, the rest of Team Secret are on their way. Biva will go down, but the 2 TPs out. Successful for Na'Vi. The bottom tower also being brought down by the creep wave, so being brought down by Bristleback, so it was denied up by Team Secret.
Ideally, Secret gets this tower out of this to stunt Na'Vi's growth. They did TP out, but they didn't actually TP out back to base. I believe they TP'd back to top shrine and realized that it wasn't up, just proceeded to farm neutrals. So they get the tower in response. Looks like Halberd will be coming out very early on from the Lifestealer, not worrying about the damage. Pretty good versus Slark, decent versus DK. However, he will be lacking on damage. He already lacks on damage versus a tanky hero like the Dragon Knight, and he has a hard time hitting the Slark. So looking to just be more utility and rely on Earthshaker and Bristle for damage. For the deeps.
Mr. Haste Rune or Miss Haste Rune Crystal Maiden. YapzOr's looking for the line to hook, but he got his own creep wave. A little too far to the right. His target was definitely Dendi.
That creep was not his friend, Toby.
All of them weren't. He hit the middle of the creep wave. Literally smack, bang, plumb in the middle.
Well, his camera was probably in the wrong place because his spell spans multiple screens. It's a very common error for these very long-range spells. I guess that's actually the only one that you see. Hook, like punch hook is only like one screen.
Clockwork hook.
It's
is
mostly just
huge.
arrow happens too.
Mirana arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Those two spells you'll see sometimes. Don't be a creep right next to them. You're like, wow, why did you not see that? Because he was looking somewhere else. He was looking at the target that he was trying to hit. Supposedly. Theoretically, that's what happened. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, we'll just say, didn't see it, it happened, move on. And Team Secret have done that, they're continuously farming up. KheZu now actually has completed up a Hood of Defiance to go with his Vanguard. Clockwork is approaching his Blade Mail.
Slark's loving this time off, though. After winning that fight on bottom, Na'Vi have had a good amount of time to just my blade, and
my blade, and Naga. You gotta remember what Slark he really yearns for.
He yearns for himself?
No, he learned Naga.
But you said
MP,
me.
Rage, Lifestealer needs to get this off, but the silence is lasting so damn long, and he gets back behind the tower, has to Rage to actually help dispel a Shadow Word on him. SK committed so heavily for that, but again, issues with killing off a Lifestealer result in Na'Vi losing out with the initiation.
Well, Pycat wasn't there at all. So he's going to be very close to a Shadow Blade, and he's going for a first item Silver Edge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like Secret are going to try and force this. Their tier 2 tower is going to come under siege in a little bit, but they're making the most out of KheZu and keeping that catapult in the mid lane alive.
Yeah, KheZu just went full tank with the Vanguard.
Actually going to Infest Bomb. The Earthshaker's coming up now. He's going to see Dendi. It's that Invis rune that sees all. Warlock or Dendi. Warlock has the Golem, so they start over on Dendi. Biver drops down the rock, should be able to hit 4 with the Fatal Bonds. Actually only gets to level 2. The Dragon Knight already down. The Golem to fall as well. Man, that thing does not last long.
Not a clean initiation by mid 1 there.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He misses Enchant, and that allowed Dragon Knight to get a few of his spells off. Took
Maybe it's not the
more
worst
damage
thing in
than
the world
necessary.
because he burned his Dragon Form.
Yeah, you don't want to take extra damage though, because you want the siege to go on as long as possible, and that little bit of damage adds up. 5-man Fatal Bonds and into a few Breathe Fire. Yeah, you have earned for one person, but everyone else, they aren't going to be so fortunate. Still, they will beat on this T3 tower without the aid of Dondo to defend high ground, and 17 minutes in.
Without the rock, without the nighttime, yeah, Na'Vi really do not want to be fighting here, and that's why General continuously pushed out the bottom lane. Pycat again just pisses off and goes towards the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they are going to back out a little bit.
This is the right thing for
Puppey
Slark
returns
to do.
home.
Slark should focus on his own game. He needs Shadow Blade and more items to be able to do stuff. And from those fights, it would have mattered. Like, maybe he could have scouted out the gate and prevented Dendi's death, but he's going to sacrifice a lot of his net worth, and the tower still would have fallen at the end. So that's, I think it's way more important that he just AFK's farm at this point while he is still super, super weak. He's a little fishy.
He's not a big fish yet.
Nope.
Not a shark to throw a rock at.
He is not. His blade is but a wee dagger.
Maybe this will help. Double damage rune in the bottom river. Not scouted by Team Secret. They have no vision on this area of the map.
Ideally, he gets a big pick on a hero like Earthshaker. That is the dream.
Well, he might actually get a smoke break. Puppey just had one flown out to him, and YapzOr, a quick rocket. They are ready for an Infest Bomb, and Pycat with a double damage rune is ready to fight. But mid one will also arrive. So YapzOr, he hooks, hits Dendi. They need that jump to come nice and quick while the creep wave is still up, or maybe not. Dendi Dragon Form, he's losing his mana. General preps the Epicenter, in they come with the upheaval. It'll be difficult for Secret to walk away. At the same time, Pycat arrives, still with the end of that double damage rune to go to work. Snipes out Puppey, the Crystal Maiden. And then they disengage, but again, rock being thrown down for... Is it enough of a reward every time that rock falls?
When you're behind like this, yes. I think it's important that they at least get... I think it's more so the rock and the Epicenter and the Dragon Form. They were all committed for that fight.
Yeah.
If they only got the Crystal Maiden. Yeah, I think you're right. It was not worth it after some reconsideration.
At the same time, I was expecting Team Secret just to blow Dendi up, and that didn't happen. Mid-1 was too far away to jump in and let the Echo Slam go.
Yeah, they need the Fissure to also deal with the Warlock. I also think that's one big benefit of Earthshaker is that long reach to stop at the upheaval, because that upheaval is generally very hard to stop, especially after Clockwork has committed his spells.
But in that case, when you structure the team fight, you're saying the Earthshake will have to go in as the second wave. Blink in, fissure, as opposed to being what we've seen him with the Echo Slam.
Usually you can just hit the fissure on the Warlock. That's what you do. You normally start with Blink Echo, and then you can hit an enchant, and then you look around for a hero that you want to fissure, and then you fissure in that direction. Alternatively, you can like fissure to block their melee heroes off, but ideally you hit the Sand King so he can't Epicenter, you hit the Warlock so he doesn't get a good combination off after your main hero gets jumped. So...
Oh, Roshan now in favor of Team Secret. Aegis symbol into the hands of the Life Stealer.
that was easy.
Gonna give, yeah, it's no contest at all.
They have a lot of mid-game items. We see the drums already out on Puppey, we see the pipe and the Vanguard, and on top of that we see the halberd. Yeah, so they have all these mid-game items, and Na'Vi,
Snako, you're out way too far. The Fissure will hold him right in position, and Puppey takes the kill secure. Oh, YapzOr, the Great Wave was there. Third time lucky. Third time lucky for YapzOr. If that creep wave wasn't there, he would have connected.
B1 with the creeps, man. Where would you be if you were a creep?
Well, let me guess. I spawn at the 1 minute mark and I move forward.
They have varying move speeds though, Toby.
Dragon Tail stun. Bristleback connected to the creeps around him, which have now all gone. 17 one charges available for KheZu, so he can tank through this for a while. General gonna try and help out the Epicenter. They're really just lacquering it on, but still they don't have the kill. The rock will fall. A little bit of space being created, but Dendi can't escape. Puppey lets the Crystal Nova go down. General, all of the help he tried to commit, achieves little to nothing. The only thing Na'Vi get on the map is the kill, with Pycat and Snako teaming up to find the Clockwork.
Pycat got a lot of damage on that bottom tower. Now he has the Silver Edge completed. So the game has, yeah, they're not dealing with the Bristleback, but maybe with the Silver Edge, now they can.
Pycat's gonna have to be such a hero though to do it.
Well, he has Rock to back him up. He has Epicenter to back up. There's no PKBs on the Secret side. They have the pipe to mitigate a lot of the damage, so they need physical damage output. And who gives physical damage output? Slark right now. Maybe DK a little bit later, but right now he's just absorbing most of the damage. And it looks like they might be going for 2 Silver Edges. I see the remnants of a Shadow Blade being built in the quick buy of Dragon Knight.
Yeah, maybe they do. I'm still wondering if they could all come together on the same page, because as you said, like, Pycat's off doing his own little thing, farming up to his critical items, but to synergize the Rock, to synergize the Epicenter with Pycat's initiation, like, he has to start with the Bristleback. If that Silver Edge doesn't connect, then it's not going to work. And he actually... Okay, so he is going to be building a BKB as well as Echo Saber as his next ones. Nothing too unusual there. So here's your start. Silver Edge to break on the Bristleback. Support's coming in as the Earthshake TPing to the tier 2 tower. He needs to get there really, really quick. And, well, Yule Scepter. They'll pick up Snako. So Silver Edge goes to work. You definitely see KheZu taking damage, but Snako as support is just not enough. He has to juke it around the tree lines 1 second until he can fly up and towards the air. And there he goes. Puppey's Nova should be able to reveal. Actually, no, they didn't have the Nova. So he'll TP out in the tree line, and Na'Vi will not lose anything. Yeah, and they pan each other on the back here with a great applause.
They're finding some signs of life, though. This is good for them. They made the Bristle look very, very squishy. And that hero, without its Bristleback, is extremely susceptible to burst. The problem right now is that was in an isolated situation, without the clock and without the Shaker. Both of these heroes can't interrupt the burst, at least until the point where KheZu can regain the passive of his Bristleback. So they need BKBs, so they don't have to worry about these two initiators counter-initiating or initiating on them.
That's going to take some time. Now Team Secret going to smoke up. Well, if Na'Vi are the initiators, then yeah, you have to think about your counter-initiation. But when the smoke breaks, they understand the Biver is right next to the Ancients. He'll Fatal Bond up to the Ancients, so they won't be farming those anytime soon. But a kill is a kill. Dendi, little trouble for him, hiding under the cover of the Shadow Amulet. They know exactly where he is. The question is, who has detection? Oh, okay, just hookshot in and drop 3 Sentry Wards to kill off Dendi. He's trying to armlet toggle his way through, but it ain't gonna happen. Little bit of overkill, dropping 300 gold to get the kill on the Dragon Knight.
Better overcommit than undercommit. They went in, Toby. They went in. That's what matters.
And they're going to go for the tier 3 tower now.
This is bad. You need your Dragon Knight for this. Slark is not ready. Yeah, you can get this T2, but losing your T3 is very, very problematic.
And what do you want to do? You want to really come into this choke point? This plays into the hands of mid one. That level 2 Echo Slam is just waiting for a target. And General, Epicenter is up, Rock is up as well. Biv is going to start with the upheaval. Try to slow down Team Secret. If you wait another 6 seconds, however, KheZu will be able to go back in. And this time Na'Vi is here as a full squad. There's no split push shenanigans. And looks like Team Secret will back out with the expiry of the Aegis.
You're an expiry guy versus expiration? English is tough. 2 words mean exactly the same thing.
This'll come in handy.
You confuse me.
If you like, I can put an R on the end of it just to confuse everybody.
You already do.
Do I? Don't hear it.
You're used to it. I'm used to it too, I suppose.
MP. Na'Vi is stalking. They're hunting. They go inside the pit. The Burrow Strike Clockwork did get the cogs up the fissure. Creates a little bit of space. Meanwhile, MP battling against both Dendi as well as the Slark. But he stands his ground. And with the extra help coming in from KheZu, Na'Vi may just have to disengage from this fight. They still have Warlock Rock up. That's why they'll feel confident to stay there and fight. But the stacks from Bristleback were starting to accrue.
Well, same for Pycat. He had 4 Essence Shift stacks that fight, and this could be quite nice for him if he doesn't die in the initial Echo Slam burst. I still do see a potential route for Na'Vi to come back.
Yeah. There's definitely something there. You kind of just wonder, though, if Team Secret are going to give them the opportunity.
I would say that it's hard not to. Like, it's very hard to burst down a Slark, especially when there's a Warlock in the
top
game.
tower is beyond bait. Beyond bait. It's got 15 HP, and Pycat, he knows he just wants to run in there and hit it once. Instead, it's a Nako getting caught out. Tries to take flight, but the Suns hold him in position. He'll hit the ground. And unlike a cat, he will hit only 2 legs and have the other 2 snapped off. Oh, hello! Pycat got it. Worth it, money worth it.
They need a gem on him. It's very important to have the gem so they can find the Earthshaker early on. If they kill the Shaker early on, I actually do not think they can kill the Slark, and Slark will kill everyone in the fight. So they need better reveal for him if they can, and I don't think there's a better way than the gem on Slark.
I don't know if there's anyone you really believe, because the second you see the gem, I'm fairly certain the Earthshaker is just going to blink and blow up the person who has the gem.
It's hard to blow up a Slark, though. That's the thing. You have to combo him perfectly. You have to not get counter-stunned. Well, I think with BKBs it is, but Earthshaker doesn't have a BKB. There's no guarantee that you're going to keep him stun locked before he presses his Shadow Dance button. It's dangerous.
Team Secret is coming again for the mid-push. Maybe feeling a little bit wary. That bottom tier 2 tower is down to 90 HP. So it's not the dream for that, but the armor on the Bristleback is looking a lot better. Now he's got the casual plate mail. It's actually coming out in the courier, so it's the Perseverance also on the way. But Roshan could spawn up at any moment now. We're about to get the timer. The players will not know it's almost a max spawn time, however. Fortification triggered for the bottom lane. Mid one, Pycat just actually used his Dark Pact, but under the cover of the Silver Edge, he doesn't have detection of his own. They drop an extra sentry. They saw mid one come out. Now mid one, if he walks in range of the sentry, okay, it won't matter. They're out of range. They don't have vision themselves. Now mid one sees all 3 of them running and wonders himself if this was really a good idea.
That was very dangerous. They could have straight killed him in a Sand King stun. But Sand King being very patient, staying on the bottom side.
Slark's on the hunt again. Sentry ward for the Radiant side. Won't see anything because, again, there's no obs with it.
He's so close to his BKB. Okay, he has BKB. Maybe he can take the risk now.
Oh, here comes KheZu. Sees a Slark pounce away. Na'Vi are a full team here, so a Team Secret.
He can wrap around the back, though. I think with BKB, there's very little risk that he dies early on
Potentially.
in the fight.
That observable they planted down before is going to give them really good vision for this fight, except YapzOr initiates in, isolating Dendi on the back lines. The rock will fall. It only actually catches the Earthshaker. Defensively, Yorsip up while MP pops out of his chest, just like Alien. A good fissure, stopping Warlock. No upheaval control anymore, and Puppey from the low ground, just letting that freezing field go. It's not really doing enough. It slows down the rock, but as Pycat on the run, Jaradat has been committed. He has no mana to speak of. Dendi will successfully TP out, but the big man Pycat will fall. And with no buyback for 50 seconds, Team Secret more than likely will think about Roshan, but it's max spawn time for him. In fact, yeah, they're all TPing up there, but they'll have to wait. Pycat will respawn by the time Roshan is up.
Such a great team fight coming up from Secret. YapzOr with the uphill hook shot onto the Warlock, take him out of the fight. And then the loaded orb onto the Earthshaker. It casts a Burrow Strike, so Earthshaker actually got pushed forward by that. So that pushed him out of the race, the Slark with the BKB, and that saved the fight for Secret.
And big advantage now to be had by Team Secret. The experience graph will continue spiraling upwards, and while Na'Vi did manage to almost flatline it, a little bit of a wavy flatline, but close to a flatline as you can get for the goal gain.
Wavy flatline.
Yeah.
Do you hear yourself, Toby?
It's a bang, all right?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know exactly the best way to describe that. Hook shot up, and Warlock trapped out this fight. The perfect initiation in as well from the Earthshaker. So on two different fronts, Team Secret will fight this, and maybe there was two fronts too many. Pycat able to get inside the Shadow Dance. They bring down the Earthshaker, but now Dendi trapped outside the base. 15-1 charge. General's going to bring in the Epicenter. Needs good damage. It's a nice Burrow Strike in the back lines, catching the Crystal Maiden. One charge will give them the life to fight this, but again, they broke the Bristlebank. He has to be freed. The Lotus Orb trying to protect him for the moment, while Puppey, he'll create a perimeter of his own. A quick blink up. General not taking damage from the bristle, so he's able to use that blink dagger, but in they come again. Everyone from Team Secret, they fatally bonded together, but they will work as a team to bring down Pycat.
What was Pycat doing there?
He
walked back into the
Yes.
freezing field and then got isolated 1v4.
Yes.
Maybe he's like, oh my god, I
Hey.
have stacks, guys.
Just like the wavy flatline is a thing.
I think he just proved my point.
Maybe.
That was dubious.
Well, here's your push into the mid. The top lane was already pressured as well, but Chaotic Offering just comes off cooldown. He's already used his Fatal Bonds, General. That's a long way in. That's one way to get the Lifestealer in closer. Late Lotus Orb pushing him into the tier 4 towers. Maybe not exactly what you want to do. General is down. Here comes your hookshot. It's creating space for MP, but the rock will fall down as well. There's no Fatal Bonds. It was on cooldown for 5 seconds time, but you did get the stun in, which brought down Lifestealer. The tier 3 tower takes its turn. And that means you open up the shrines.
And open up Roshan. However, the Lifestealer is dead.
Yeah, makes it hard.
Ooh.
KheZu gets a
rune.
perfect regeneration rune.
I'm surprised Earthshaker doesn't go for BKB. Ghost Scepter. I guess it depends on who you think is going on him. I guess BKB is also still very good versus the Slark, so you can't get leash in place. But Pycat has not been able to do that much work with his first 2 BKB charges. Those are the big ones, a 10-second and a 9-second one.
And life's going to get harder for him. Clockwork just finished up the second halberd for the team, I believe. So they got one on both MP, and now there's one on YapzOr, and YapzOr will always be in range.
Is under attack.
Hooking in nice and deep.
That sounded wrong.
It's not wrong.
Well,
Don't you purge this moment.
the wavy flatline has now ascended towards 10,000 net worth lead.
It has. You could say it was a steep hill. Roshan is starting to fall very, very quickly. And with the death of General, Mid One was able to find him. Now Echo Slam was committed for that kill.
You don't fight without your Epicenter, though. There's no way you win the fight without it.
Now you're doing it.
What?
Oh, you mean the Epicenter? With that? Okay.
I
thought
was
you were
actually talking about Epicenter.
I thought you mean like, don't fight without your Echo Slam. Don't mean to be contagious.
For a wavy flatline, if someone's like dying in their heart rate monitor, is that a wavy flatline?
I would say so, but that one will be that'll be a blip line, wouldn't it?
Blip line?
Yeah.
These lines are foreign to me.
Mid one, he found the target. Sentry's down, a quick little pop-up. Mid one, the fissure, it connects, so does the hook shot, and they trap mid. Another sentry ward. Pycat will trigger the BKB. He doesn't really want to keep hitting YapzOr. He wants to try and get out of these bloody cogs. And here comes mid one. TP support is on the way. He's hiding inside the Silver Red, the Shadow Blade for the moment. With the gem, there's nowhere Pycat can hide, so they stomp him down, punch him up, but the Burrow Strike from General. Space is being created. Bibba, still no ultimate. He can at least connect them with Fatal Bonds, but it won't matter if Pycat's not there to do any kind of damage. And Puppey, like a real Crystal Maiden, lets the entire thing go. Epicenter, they're going in. That is a gem. They got the gem stolen. It's in the hands of Seneko now. Lost
Do you see
by
how
a very
well
dead Earthshaker.
YapzOr controlled Pycat so amazingly well that fight? Like, even during the BKB, he had the Blade Mail. After the BKB, he disarmed him. He just made it look so easy. Like, Clockwork is, like, he doesn't have a 4-stab. He doesn't have a blink. He chased down this super mobile Slark.
Oh, they got
the 8 of his team.
The Puppey, move to the side. Move to the side. He's waiting. Frostbite. YapzOr has the hook shot available. And here he goes. Puppey moves up. The cogs traps Seneko in. And you're locked in here with YapzOr.
I'll take that. Regeneration. I'll take your tribute.
That smug look of a Muppet. Alright. Top lane maneuver. Slark already opens up over the lifesteal. Just breaks him up a little bit. With the Aegis Immortal, there's not a lot he's really achieving from this apart from just saying hello.
It's really hard without the Echo to get a lot of stacks off. I realized that in that particular instance, like, he doesn't have Echo, and he only got 3 stacks with that. Normally you get a lot more, and you would threaten the lifestealer to use more cooldowns, but
he had to go the Silver Edge as his first item after the BKB. Or vice versa.
You could have not gone for BKB.
Could have.
I think Slark can get away with it. He did need to Echo. He hasn't been having enough damage. That's the thing about building BKB. What if you don't have enough damage? Then by the time you get damage, you have like 5-second BKB.
Oh, Pycat knows he's visible. The gem is back on top of mid one.
It's okay.
It was the Observer Ward that was slowing him down. That's why he knew he was visible. And now mid one can also see the dire Observer Ward. They'll give it to KheZu. Meanwhile, MP solo takes a shrine.
Easy shrine.
This does seem like one of those games now where Secret, they just go through the motions and don't screw up.
They're very good at that, actually.
Oh, nice fissure.
I think.
You also have to follow up. This will get Puppey in range so he can go for the Frostbite. They don't have another fissure, so Biva will be able to get this upheaval off for a long duration. KheZu, you can see him wanting to move forward. An upheaval has to be cancelled by Biva and back up.
25-second cooldown on that. Time to go.
Yep. Rock is still up, so is Fatal Bond, so Team Secret could be careful by getting a little too close. But then again, the damage speed, they pump out into the tier 3 tower, Na'Vi. By the time they really react to this, there's nothing more to be had. Now the Fatal Bonds, it connects over on 3. So MP, all this damage is being split now between YapzOr as well as KheZu. And he stands his ground. The BKB from DK, the upheaval. MP just wants to run away. Remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal, and they've got the Echo Slam still itching from mid one. But Na'Vi, they grouped up for half a second, which made it look like that may be the opportunity, but they want Pycat. That's who mid one's really waiting for. Play the back line, let MP and KheZu do the front line work. The melee ranks will be brought down by the Lifestealer. And here's your hook shot. They actually isolated the rock. Or will they? No, it comes down in time. Biba, forced up back out. Pycat locked inside with YapzOr. But again, Pycat, he's done so much damage to himself in this early stage. They need more. Mid one, the Echo Slam, minimal effectiveness. He needs to get the fissure off as well. Get some extra stuns, get some extra control time. They don't really have it from just that fissure. But the damage output from just the 2 frontliners, MP and KheZu, have done so much work.
Hook shot after hook shot makes it look homing from YapzOr. Just able to find Beaver all the time.
And KheZu's going for more. Pycat, Dark Pact. He'll trigger it now and get back into safety.
Is GG, dude.
It really does feel that way.
Well, Na'Vi still yet to claim a game in this tournament. This game, I would say, looked actually fairly okay for them.
It's a fight time. General has the Aghanim Scepter. He wants the perfect line stun. MP's going to come in.
Dude, these halberds are obnoxious. BKB on DK was used right after the halberd, and he was useless.
Oh, the Burrow Strike is nice on the Life Stealer as well as Crystal Maiden, but doesn't even matter. Mid one's controlling General outside the base. Maybe if they can kill off KheZu, but he has cheese. He's just able to pop that, get all of his life back again. So while General's playing around with one, is Secret, who are playing around with the slipperiest little fish of all. Pycat runs past the edges, even aggroes them, and Team Secret know they want to win this game. They just go down through mid. Or they can continue to chase Pycat, which looks to be what they're doing. Okay, the line is drawn. The line is drawn from Life Stealer. Let's go through bottom lane and end this.
Pycat might get a
He's got 37 essence shifted. He can fight MP pretty damn well until he gets disarmed. And then stunned.
Baited.
And then watched. And then killed. And that is a good meal for Secret.
That's when you GG out.
Pycat dead for a minute.
They got put to Slark just got outplayed so many times. These halberds though are just game winning though. They've limited so much of the damage output. I think Slark's done a lot of damage this game, but imagine how much damage he could have done if he didn't get disarmed at every turn and didn't have to pop BKB super early. And you're right, yeah, he probably had to get BKB before an Echo because of these halberds. Like, halberds are just insanely good versus these heroes that don't do anything when they're disarmed. There's some heroes that can, like, let's say Bristleback, like if he gets disarmed, that's fine.
Yeah, because he just keeps cool spraying.
Yeah, and then Earthshaker, if he gets disarmed, whatever, no big deal. He can still stun lock people for a lot of time. Life Stealer, not so useful, but he doesn't have to BKB. He has a much more expendable cooldown in the Rage. But now it's going to take a miracle of a team fight for Na'Vi. They're going to have to hit a Wombo combo to end all Wombo combos.
I like how mid one's even playing this. He's keeping the BKB in his backpack because he wants the movement speed that comes in from the face boots. I don't know if he really needs to do that when he's switching the TP and the bottle around. That's the other thing, he's moving up and down. But he just found himself an arcane rune on the Earthshaker. Are they actually really waiting for the next Roshan?
It looks like it.
That's a lot of safety, but safety first is never a bad thing. Multiple layers of protection.
You could get into that snowballing situation where Slark has like 70 essence shift sacks and then just ends the game, which has happened before.
Oh,
Faceless has done it.
Who's got the gem? It's still over on mid one. Pycat is not close enough just yet.
I just don't think he's going to be able to get that many
we just had a
though.
farming in front of YapzOr. YapzOr actually sheavers and goes towards the top lane. No TP's out, not for Seneko. So you can say goodbye to the Night Stalker, also dead with no buyback available. And they're coming. They're coming for the end. Screw Roshan. He's still got another 25 seconds before he's up.
Dude, my MVP for this game is YapzOr for sure. He like ruined Dendy's early game a couple of times. He found the Warlock almost every single time in the team fight. And he also controlled Slark in the late game, where it's fairly difficult to control him when you don't have that many items. But he made this look easy. He's actually fairly close to Slark in terms of net worth, I suppose. But yeah, Na'Vi, they don't really have much fight left.
Hook shots up again. KheZu's blocking his line towards Biver. Dendy trying to initiate down towards MP, but they're just waiting and trying to man-mode it. The Abyssal Blade used over on the Slark. They've almost got him down with a Frostbite. They actually had enough control to kill him. And Puppey let it go on top of Dendy, his former teammate. Maybe with a Burrow Strike and Epicenter from General. No, Puppey under the protection of his own PKB just kills him off. And that is the game, at least game one. But it ain't over yet for Na'Vi. It might actually be over as far as this series, as far as the tournament goes. But Team Secret have one more game to try and take Offman this best of 3.
Navi can still win out in the series. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's a very rough road. Because if they lose this, they go 0-3, which would require them. They would require OG to lose all their remaining games, and Liquid to potentially lose all their remaining games as well, I believe. Yeah. OG and Liquid actually have to lose all their remaining games, and Na'Vi would have to win their last one.
Na'Vi could go 2-2.
Na'Vi are actually playing up against Liquid, so they may actually force that situation themselves, or have it in their
But they have
hands
to win
do
the
so.
series, I think.
If they win their series and then they win against Team Liquid,
Yeah.
yes, they are in the top.
So
They
there's still
are
a
in the-
chance.
Potentially. Actually, technically, then they would draw for OG if OG won their series.